Kragtens die bevoegdheid aan my toevertrou, stel ek hierdie vergadering saam as 'n wettige kongregasie van die Universiteit van Pretoria. Tydens hierdie kongregasie geskei die toekenning van grade aan kandidate wie se name op die program verskyn met al die regte en voorregte daaraan verbonde. By the power vested in me, I hereby constitute this assembly as a legal congregation of the University of Pretoria. During this assembly, degrees of all the associated rights and privileges will be conferred on candidates whose names appear in the program. Please take your seats. Dames en here, ek versoek 'n oomblik van stille gebed of meditasie uit dankbaarheid vir die prestasies van ons studente. Ladies and gentlemen, we request you to join us in silent prayer or meditation to give thanks to the achievements of our students. Thank you. As Vice Principal of the University of Pretoria, allow me to extend a hearty word of welcome to all present here today at this truly special event. Today we will be celebrating the performance and achievements of our students graduating in the programs of the School of Information Technology within the Faculty of Engineering, Built Environment and IT. I would also like to specially welcome today here our Dean of the Faculty, Professor Sunil Maharaj. I see the two Deputy Deans, the Deputy Dean for Teaching and Learning, Professor Alta van der Merwe. I also note Professor Jan Elof, who is the Deputy Dean of the Faculty of Postgraduate Studies and Research of the faculty. Welcome. Also welcome to our Director of the Department of Enrollment and Students Administration, Head of Academic Departments, Supervisors, Lecturers of Students, and also to our temporary student representative. Welcome to you. I have to recognize our parents and families here today, because if it was not for your support during so many years, we would have not actually congratulated the students here for the achievements that they have done for this ceremony. So you are our VIP guests today, so welcome here. Ladies and gentlemen, during this ceremony of April and May, we will be graduating 11,637 qualification degrees and will be conferred on our candidates. Of all the contact institutions in South Africa, this university provides or produces the largest proportion of skilled graduates within South Africa. In fact, this faculty produces more than almost 50% of all engineer graduates annually, and I think that's quite an achievement. In this ceremony today, 296 students will receive their degrees, of which 127 will be at the postgraduate level. This, ladies and gentlemen, resonates with the core vision of the university, and that is to be a leading research-intensive university in Africa, recognized internationally for its quality, relevance and impact, and for developing people, creating knowledge and making a difference at the local and international front. When implementing this Vision 2025, the university realized in order to keep track, to develop with the vision 5-year cyclic plans that's supported by annual implementation plans. And in 2017, we are in the first year of our second 5-year plan. Now, if one actually develop a new 5-year plan, you of course will ask yourself the question, what the performance of the university has been over the previous 5 years. And I would be happy to report today that based on the bibliometric data of high impact research, the university has cemented its position as a research leader ranked amongst the top 1% of universities worldwide in 6 broad areas, and that includes agricultural sciences, engineering, clinical medicine, social sciences, plant and animal sciences, and ecology and the environment. And of late, ladies and gentlemen, looking at the international ranking system called QS rankings, the university has been recognized also additionally for its excellence in computer science and information technology. In the pursuit of the university to develop its people, the university has set itself a goal to significantly increase the proportion of lecturers or academics with doctoral degrees. And if you look at the 5 years, we have significantly improved that from a percentage of 43% in 2012 to a notable 62.5% in 2016, the percentage of our academics who have doctoral degrees. That, of course, has a knock-on effect, because what we've realized is with this more PhD capacity in our academic staff, we have increased our doctoral output of students by 66.5% over the 5 years, from 200 students in 2012 to a notable high of 333 students in 2016. The university has been for long, probably almost since its inception, been recognized as an excellent teaching institution. And this is testified by the fact that we, even from a very strong position of an 80% pass rate of our modules, average module pass rates, improved that to 2016 to 83%. And this is all backed up by very intensive support programs. For those of you that still walks on campus, you'll notice the marketing campaign around Fly at UP. And we really like to see how can we ensure that our students are graduating in minimum time in terms of their degree stays. And the aim for that is to improve the current almost 40% of students graduating in minimum time to a 60% total at the end of the next 5-year cycle. In considering the future, ladies and gentlemen, the university faces some critical challenges to ensure that the university thrives within an envisaged context of volatile and complex environment. This means that in order for UP to remain sustainable and pursuit of successfully executing its core mandate of teaching, research and impact in society, the university has to draw on its history of resilience and innovation to navigate the changing circumstances. And for that reason, in our new 5-year planning cycle, we've adopted the following 5 strategic goals. Goal number 1 is to enhance access and student learning, which of course is aligned with the National Development Plan. Number 2, to strengthen the university's research and international profile, and that with an aim to be still globally competitive in the world. We have to recognize our society and to foster sustain a transformed, inclusive and equitable university community, and by that also strengthen the university's social responsiveness and impact in society. And to underpin all of that, the 5th goal, ladies and gentlemen, is to optimize our resources and enhance institutional sustainability. Now, if we look at the challenges worldwide, in tackling the so-called wicked questions of our time, it is acknowledged now that if answers are to be found, transdisciplinary collaborative research presents the only possibility for doing so. The scope of such collaboration in terms of both size of the research groups involved, the geographical footprint, and the range of disciplines will keep expanding in future. The aim is to reach a deep understanding of the complexity and interconnectedness of problems and to find better ways to act on this understanding. This new kind of research, ladies and gentlemen, is characterized by the freedom to the unconventional and experimental nature in the boldest sense of the word, testing the boundaries of scholarly convention where there is academic justification to do so. This new approach, ladies and gentlemen, to research is very much prevalent in the School of Information Technology, where we are currently building an institutional research focus in big data science and digital technologies, building upon strengths in computing and data science to develop cross-cutting multidisciplinary competencies and linking data science with universities, established and expanding expertise in a number of very relevant related fields, such as artificial intelligence, genomics, and others. The complexity of the problems at hand, the rapid pace of change, and the realization that the future are neither certain or predictable require a specific set of capabilities of our IT specialists. As a university, we realize that our approach in teaching and learning should be informed by a need to develop and guide capabilities rather than mere knowledge transfer. Students should be guided to resilience and be adaptable and to develop the ability to gather, interpret, and act on information very quickly. These imperatives require the teaching and learning that we do that should take place within the comprehensive framework of a blended methodology. Such students are provided with ample opportunity to engage with real-life problem solving through integrated community engagement and service learning modules. Available technologies are used to information gathering and, more importantly, peer learning and discussion. Our focus on developing critical thinking and problem solving skills, innovation, and to be creative and out-of-the-box thinking are encouraged. To our graduates here today will unlock a world of untapped potential. It is in your hands to act now in order to shape the future of our country and continent. Your choices are limitless. Strive to greatness and make a profound difference in the world. And I would like to quote in the words of the acclaimed Jim Collins, who says that greatness is not a function of circumstance. Greatness is largely a matter of conscious choice and discipline. Let me congratulate you and your families for realizing your dreams here today. I wish you all the very best, be it continuing your studies at the University of Pretoria or excelling in the workplace when employed. I thank you. Ek versoek na die dekaan en promotors om die aangewese kandidaate wie se name op die program verskyn aan my voor te stel. I now request the Dean and supervisors to introduce to me the candidates present whose names appear in the program.
Mr. Vice Principal, the following candidates have complied with all the requirements for the degree Bachelor of Information Science in Information Science. Gagelo Baloy. Sikosonke Bilibana. Mika Bota. Claire Chinembiri. Ufulu Chisale. Gert Kutsia. Lindelwa Jlamini. Banele Jlamini. Nolwanjle Dlamini. Robert Dracha. Cameron Edwards. Shepang Fenyane. Jared Gilfillan. Charles Greef. Marcus Immelman with distinction. Pierre Kabwe Kapaya Bunduki. Tabatso Khope. Kabelo Kupe. Mpo Ledwaba. Ikwon Lee. Khatatso Lowele. Patricia Mashlango. Karabo Malachi. Simangele Mamba. Marcel Mangwanda. Neo Mashilo. Tandeko Masilo with distinction. Tsakani Masuluke. Pabalelo Machloko. Londiwo Mjluli. Raisa Mkabala. Rekotsofetse Moema. Bernice Mohale with distinction. Parichle Mosuane. Nakul Motiram. Elizabeth Mpofu. Nundumiso Nkosi. Bongiwe Nyati. Uviwe Lupuwana. Ramatabane Pashle. Lawrence Pretorius. Mpo Rampisa. Tebejo Rapetsoa with distinction. Reginald Rasodi. Olebocheng Sefanietso. Lukolo Siwunjla. Koketso Shladi. Alexander van Roy. Samkelo Vapi. Terry Veremo. Stefan Vosloo with distinction. Langazelwe Zulu. Mbuso Zwane. Mr. Vice Principal, the following candidates have complied with all the requirements for the degree Bachelor of Information Science in Multimedia. Peter Breedenkamp. Jean Buffo with distinction. Ganizo Chilambe. Danette Kutsia. Sean Diacher. Dirk de Klerk. Bradley Duck. Nicole Hampshire. Dylan Hines with distinction. Kelly Jones. Kezia Kokosilos. Francois Lessing. Janko Lilia. Mzwandile Mashlango. Adolf Malan. Bilal Muhammad. Michael Muller. Sholofelo Polle. Rowan Scherzinger. William Seleoma. Sibusiso Simelane. Ahmed Reza Soroush. Mr. Vice Principal, the following candidates have complied with all the requirements for the degree Bachelor of Information Science in Publishing. Heino Bucas. Jessica Craig. Michaela De Freitas. Liza Marie Els. Shioban Gerber. Rebecca Hall with distinction. Karen Hartigan. Ramaredi Kokiyankang. Leandy Lothering. Vida Jones. Shalom McLean. Riradzu Manganye. Megan Murray with distinction. Kyla McCord. Jessica McLean. Marisa Mayer. Mandani Mukwena. Mamarope Nkadimeng. Daniela Stewart. Natasha van Niekerk. She also wins the Netherlands Embassy Book Prize for the best student in Dutch linguistics and literature. Johan van Rijn. Candice van Vieren. Marilise van Wyk. Mr. Vice Principal, The following candidates have complied with all the requirements for the degree Bachelor of Science, Information Technology in Information and Knowledge Systems. Msovo Baloyi. Xander Boshoff. Duran Cole. Andreas Dupria. Kevin Heritage. Charles Janssen van Vieren. Sandile Kumalo. Ruan Klinkert. Amy Lochner with distinction. Aidan Malan. Kabelo Mamadi. Ludovic Meyers. Azza Mohungu. Christian Nell. Tsepo Nsaba. Jed Schneier. Stephen Swanepoel. Gamogelo Tswene. Dion Felsman. Quinton Fierning. Mr. Vice Principal, the following candidates have complied with all the requirements for the degree Bachelor of Science in Computer Science. Yusuf Albert. Stuart Andrews. Mark Antel. Mpo Baloy. Andrew Brookman with distinction. Rohan Chipa with distinction. Reinhard Kromhout with distinction. Arno Grobler. Matthias Harvey with distinction. Schlengekile Jita. Daniel Andrew King. Mark Alexander Klinkenberg. Nomzamo Kubai. Vokile Langa. Fabio Lorigan. Nslashla Maluleke. Armand Maria. Sibosiso Masemola. Motisi Masiba. Moses Maimela. Temba Mbele. Renton McIntyre. Letabo Mohase. Keletso Molefe. Diana Obo. Pumuzzo Rambani. Avinash Singh. Ermilio Singh with distinction. Brandon Wardley. Charles Williamson. Mr. Vice Principal, the following candidates have complied with all the requirements for the degree Bachelor of Information Technology. Goodness Adinbendro. Joandre Barnard. Tristan Bowman. Ferdinand Groenewald. Jaco Louis Creer with distinction. Saskia Kushka with distinction. Joseph Murray with distinction. Keegan Thompson. Andrik van Skalkwijk with distinction. Velile Sabello. Nonslansla Sitolle. Mr. Vice Principal, the following candidates have complied with all the requirements for the degree Bachelor of Information Science in Information Science. Rachel Boyson. Devin Kalinski. Vanessa Chilembe. Craig Chisasa. Kutluano Dipella. Patricia Schlope. Lisa Hoseca. Terna Orpev. Nikita Irebe. Banela Cosa. Clay Luposo. Nontando Magagulla. Charlotte Malau. Este Masetlane. Coliwe Maisa. Nonteba Mkanje. Mashlatse Moshlala. Lesejo Mokoa. Ndine Musweswe. Bright Indebele. Ntabiseng Nkhale. Zo Nkana. Shapiso Injikelane. Precious Shabango. Maritz Visser. Kyla Yelverton. Mr. Vice Principal, the following candidates have complied with all the requirements for the degree Bachelor of Information Science Honours in Multimedia. Elzan Buota. Mark Peter Duplessis with distinction. Juan Paul Nodia. Itumeleng Tise. Megan van Rooyen. Mr. Vice Principal, the following candidates have complied with all the requirements for the degree Bachelor of Information Honours in Publishing. Ferry Erasmus. Renee Erasmus. Helena Hooft with distinction. Annika Labuschatne with distinction. Erin Leigh Rennie. Alicia Skeepers. Kirsten Springer de Rover. Joy Tanya Wright. Mr. Vice Principal, the following candidates have complied with all the requirements for the degree Bachelor of Science Honours in Computer Science. Eduan Becker. Etienne Bossoff. Andre Kalitz. Chris Kluter. Byron Dinkelman with distinction. Jason Richard Evans. Matthew Goos. Hugo Gravenstein. Teboho Koali. Lechonolo Ledwaba with distinction. Semaka Malapane. Antonia Michael, with distinction. Motsowape Mpashlele. Tikaona Mutopo. Matthew Nell. Michael Nunes, with distinction. Kyle Ullinger. Ruth Ojo, with distinction. Heinrich Paul. Abraham Pretorius, with distinction. Victor Rapiri. Renette Ross, with distinction. Sefiso Shabango. Friedrich Sneeman. Michelle Swanepoel. Khalib Tessera, with distinction. William van Aert. Kanyasile Vilakazi. Simon Zwolski, with distinction. Mr. Vice Principal, the following candidates have complied with all the requirements for the degree Master of Information Science in Library Science. Maria Albertina de Klerk. Master of Information Science in Information Science. Mercy Akinbi, with distinction. Lizelle Ball, with distinction. Master of Information Science in Publishing, Liam Borgstrom. Master of Science in Computer Science, Willem van Heerden, with distinction. Master of Information Technology, Evelyn Anduvare. Tewan Ayong. Loiso Kaleni. Karin Marie Ferreira with distinction. Meluleki Madvonsela. Pumla Gaiza. Frederick Mavunduse. Annika Meyer with distinction. Keketso Motseki. Matthews Mpati. Sepetile Muswelanto. William Mzulwini. Kutlwano Mzwenila. Happy Mtali. Mpo Nefale. Chawezi Ngaloka. Paul Nikoi. Priscilla Rietsing. Janine Reinecker with distinction. Kwesi Sewe. Samuel Sibande. Bandile Shabalala. Glenn Tswevo. Jonathan Bryan. Mr. Vice Principal, the supervisors will now introduce the doctoral candidates.
Mr. Vice Principal, I introduce to you Kenneth Owen Buchanan, who has complied with the requirements for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Information Science, with a thesis titled School Pupils' Perceptions of Information Channel Credibility, prepared under my supervision. In his thesis, School Pupils' Perceptions of Information Channel Credibility, the promovendus found that pupils' perceptions of information channel credibility are affected by a perceived risk of acting on incorrect information, previous experience, internet usage, and context of information needs. School-based interventions should encourage responsible, contextualized assessment of information channel credibility. Mr. Vice Principal, I request you to confer the degree on the candidate.
I hereby confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Information Science with all the associated rights and privileges on Kenneth Owen Buchanan.
Mr. Vice Principal, I introduce to you Ronelle Darfel, who has complied with the requirements for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Information Science with a thesis titled Enriching Knowledge Networks, Considering Synergies Between Social Network Analysis, Communities of Practice, and Knowledge Maps, prepared under the supervision of Professor A.S.A. Dutoy and Professor M.A. Mearns as co-supervisor. The management of existing knowledge and development of new knowledge has become essential. In her thesis, the promovenda examined how the integration of networking into knowledge management can produce significant business advantages. She outlined a method for strengthening social capital by analyzing, shaping, and reinforcing knowledge networks using social network analysis, communities of practice, and knowledge maps. Mr. Vice Principal, I request you to confer the degree on the candidate.
I hereby confer the degree, Doctor of Philosophy in Information Science, with all its associated rights and privileges on Ronelle Darfel.
Mr. Vice Principal, I introduce to you Corinne Dubrain, who has complied with the requirements for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Information Science with a thesis titled Framework for an Advanced Research Information Literacy Aerial Program for Postgraduate Researchers in Engineering, prepared under my supervision. In her doctoral thesis, Preparing Engineering Postgraduates through a Research-Focused Advanced Information Literacy Aerial Program, the promovendus developed an advanced information literacy framework to support engineering postgraduates on all levels, from master study to expert researchers. Academic librarians can play an important supportive role. Mr. Vice Principal, I request you to confer the degree on the candidate.
I hereby confer the degree, Doctor of Philosophy in Information Science with all its associated rights and privileges on Corinne Dubrain.
Mr. Vice Principal, I introduce you Makotokogo Hamilton Mapedi, who has complied with the requirements for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Information Science with a thesis titled Strategy for South African Public Libraries to Bridge a Digital Divide, prepared under my supervision. In his thesis, Strategy for South African Public Libraries to Bridge the Digital Divide, the promovendus investigated the role of public libraries in addressing the digital divide in South Africa. He developed two models to support public libraries, a stakeholder and a process model. Mr. Vice Principal, I request you to confer the degree on the candidate.
I hereby confer the degree, Doctor of Philosophy in Information Science with all the associated rights and privileges on Makatoko Hamilton Mpidi.
Mr. Vice Principal, I introduce to you Brenda van Wyk, who has complied with the requirements for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Information Science with a thesis titled Trends in Digital Scholarship Curation in Public and Private Higher Education Institutions in Southern Africa, a socio-technical approach towards sustainability, prepared under the supervision of Professor A.S.A. Dutoy. In her thesis, the promovenda investigated and compared digital scholarship curation at Southern African higher education institutions. Using quantitative data, webometric performance statistics, and directory content analysis, she showed a lack of sustainable curation of research output at universities, resulting in low visibility and impact of research. With her recommendations, research impact could be enhanced. Mr. Vice Principal, I request you to confer the degree on the candidate.
I hereby confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Information Science with all its associated rights and privileges on Brenda van Wyk.
Mr. Vice Principal, I introduce to you Frida Pieterse, who has complied with the requirements for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Computer Science, with a thesis titled Topic Maps for Specifying Algorithm Taxonomies, a case study using transitive closure algorithms. And this was prepared under my supervision with the co-supervision of Dr. Luke Kleersvos and Professor Watson, who is here today as well. The candidate used the topic map standard to define a framework thesaurus for algorithms. She articulated a process for capturing algorithm attributes in the framework and verified the process using a set of transitive closure algorithms. The result is a new approach to presenting, ordering, teaching, and inventing algorithms. Mr. Vice Principal, I request you to confer the degree on the candidate.
I hereby confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Computer Science with all the associated rights and privileges on Frida Pieterse. We just wait for our last doctoral candidate to take her seat. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's congratulate all our graduates here today for this wonderful achievement. In response, I would like to ask our graduates to thank their lecturers and parents and families for their support throughout the study time. Dames en here, ons het nou aan die einde van hierdie verrigtinge gekom. Voordat ons die afsluit, wil ek hier graag almal teenwoordig hier nooi vir 'n koppie koffie of tee, net buite die Rembrandtsaal in die tente wat daar beskikbaar gestel is. Jy word nou versoek om op te staan vir die sing van die nasionale lied en in die plek te bly staan totdat ek die kongregasie ontbind het en die akademiese prosesie die saal verlaat het. Die woorde van die nasionale lied verskyn aan die agterkant van die program. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to the end of the proceedings. Before we close, I would like to invite all present here today for refreshments afterwards in the tents just outside the Rembrandt Hall. You are requested to stand for the singing of the national anthem and to remain standing until the assembly has been dissolved and the academic procession has left the auditorium. The words of the national anthem are printed inside back cover of the program. Please rise. Kragtens die bevoegdheid aan my toevertrou, ontbind ek hierdie kongregasie van die Universiteit van Pretoria. By the powers vested in me, I hereby dissolve this assembly of the University of Pretoria.